Funko and Drop announced the next NFT set, which is going to be Harry Potter. Now, we all know this was kind of leaked a few weeks back, but it's officially confirmed now. And this has a lot of people talking because there are a ton of Harry Potter fans since it is such a huge IP compared to, let's say, I don't know, last week's Squid Game drop. And so, of course, like usual, when a big IP like this happens, it's very torn between fans because people who have dealt with the NFTs, they're very happy. But for those that don't really know what's going on when it comes to these NFTs, they're like, oh, I think I finally have to give in because it's Harry Potter. So for those that don't know me, I am DK Wrestler, and today I'm going to be talking about this Harry Potter Funko NFT drop, and actually will answer the question, in my opinion, of will this set actually sell out? So let's get right to it. Alrighty, so as I'm looking on the screen, it is the main page for the Harry Potter Funko Series 1 NFTs, of course. Experience the spellbinding world of Harry Potter with Funko Digital Pop wands at the ready. You do not want to miss out on this collection. It's going to be released, of course, I guess I could say this upcoming Tuesday, because this video will be released on a Wednesday, even though I'm recording this on a Monday, but you get my drift. This will be released on Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024 at 11 a.m. Pacific time or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my fellow East Coasters, in which this main page, of course, you do see one of the redeemables, that being the Grail, actually, but it does show a preview of the different cards that you could obtain when opening up packs here. So, of course, examples, we got an uncommon Ron Weasley, an epic Albus Dumbledore, the Grail Harry Potter in card form, which we'll look at in a little bit, the rare Lord Voldemort, uncommon Draco Malfoy, and the common Hungarian Horntail. Sorry, it was weird the way the font is of how I was reading that, but nonetheless, of course, those are examples of some cards. And of course, if you're new to the Funko NFT world, I'll explain about some of the cards that aren't the redeemable cards on how you can obtain that, of course. And if you're new to the Funko NFT world, you're probably going to want to know about what the pricing is, what's exactly inside, and that's what I'm going to show you. So of course, right here, we do have the pricing as terms to the card, which of course, there is a standard pack, which gives you 5 cards as terms to the Funko NFTs, which that prices out at $9.99 USD. And then there's also the premium packs, which are $29.99 USD, and it gives you 17 cards. And normally in the past, we would see a lot of packs being 15 cards, but now you're actually kind of getting a deal with 17 cards, because realistically, a premium pack would normally be buying the same thing as 3 standard packs for that price. So adding 2 extra cards does make it a little bit more of a deal now, and it may be a new thing going forward now, since we did notice it with last week's Squid Game drop, that there is now 17 cards, or I should say 17 items. Well, actually, yeah, 17 cards, because whenever you get, example, a series coin, that doesn't count as one of the cards. So 17 cards, and then getting it for $30 USD, that is definitely a bit of a better deal, instead of basically exactly the same as 3 standards. But nonetheless, the limit is 31,250, or I should say the piece count for the different packs for each of the standards and premium packs. And then it shows down here about the different payments you can do, like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and then different credit cards, and then the different countries that are unfortunately not eligible for the Funko NFT drops. All right, so right here we do have the redeemables here, which there are 7 redeemables, which I believe marks the most redeemables that have ever been done in Funko NFTs. We've gotten, for the most part, 6 redeemables in the past, sometimes 5, and I think the lowest we've ever gotten was 3 with 2 different types of drops, if I'm not mistaken. So 7 is a huge number of redeemables, starting off with the Grail, which there will only be 999 of them available. Of course, it's Harry Potter with Gills in Grindylow, which is pretty sweet. I mean, actually, normally I don't do these with the videos, but let's actually check out what the card looks like. So yeah, you got the Grindylow around him. I believe a lot of the redeemables for this, especially if you're a huge Harry Potter fan, and we'll look at them more closely, but I believe all of these are based off of the Triwizard Tournament in Harry Potter and the Goblet of fire, especially with the different characters and different creatures involved. So that is the Grail, only 999 of them available. So if you do pull this card, I mean, selling it on the aftermarket, or even if you redeem it and get it in person and then sell it on the aftermarket like that, you're going to get quite a bit of money off of that. But nonetheless, I mean, makes sense in my opinion for obviously the main character to be the Grail in this case. Then starting off with the Legendaries, the more easier ones to get, being limited to 2,200 pieces. First off is going to be Cedric Diggory with the Bubblehead Air Mask. And if I'm not mistaken, especially for Harry Potter fans, there's not many Cedric Diggory Funko Pops. I think there's only 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe there's only 1, but I know there isn't as many Cedrics as there are a lot of the different characters. So this is really cool. Of course, makes sense because Cedric is in the Tri-Wizard tournament. And then we also have Fleur Delacour with the Bubblehead Air Mask, which I guess it's all right. The Hungarian Horntail as its own pop, which makes me think, will this be a regular 4-inch pop, or will this be a 6-inch pop? And I'm asking if I wonder if this is going to be a 6-inch or not, even though it kind of shows that it's going to be a 4-inch pop, is because we've seen in the past where pops are kind of advertised as a 4-inch, but you end up getting them as a 6-inch, and that being the Buddy the Elf with the Arctic Puffin. That was a part of the Elf set. It was supposed to be a 4-inch, but somehow when people got them, it was actually a 6-inch pop. So I wonder if that's going to be the same case, which I think would make sense for this to be a 6-inch pop, considering it's a dragon. It's obviously going to be more massive than a human character, so I think that'd be pretty cool if this actually ends up being a 6-inch pop. Then we got ourselves a mer person. We do love the detail of this. I think that's really cool, especially the eyes. I think it's really cool when Funko actually is able to kind of utilize what the eyes look like and make it not so popified as you normally see with the normal black eyes there. So to make it like this is really cool. And then we got ourselves Victor Crumb. I had a little bit of a hard time trying to remember what his name is, but now, yeah, Victor Crumb with the shark head. This is actually pretty cool. I think the only, I guess I'm going to say, bugaboo about this for most people is that when you're trying to display this, now you have a sideways box, which makes sense because of the way that the character is swimming. So that's pretty decent. And then we got ourselves the royalty. We got ourselves Freddy Funko as Death Eater. Looks pretty cool wearing the hood. He's got the Death Eater mask, and then the crown is more Death Eater themed with that gray colorway. Limited to 3,000 pieces when, of course, you get the rares, uncommons, commons, and epics. I don't know why I said that in that order. That wasn't exactly the right order when you go from least to most rarity. But basically, for those that are new to the Funko NFTs, if you get those kinds of cards that aren't legendaries or grails, that will eventually get you a actual physical redeemable. Of course, those other cards lead to what's called the royalty, which is right here, where if you get all of the cards, like one of each cards from each of those sections that I talked about of common, uncommon, rare, and epics, then you get yourself the Freddy Funko Pop. That's how you work towards it, so that, let's say if somehow you got a bunch of packs and they somehow all had cards that weren't the redeemable ones of Legendary or Grail, then at least you're kind of working towards something instead of kind of being chinsed out in a way. But this isn't too bad. I think a lot of people will enjoy this Freddy Funko redeemable. I mean, a lot of people do enjoy the Freddy Funko Pops when it comes to the royalty set of Funko NFTs, but nonetheless, seeing the 7 redeemables is pretty cool, especially with the popular IP like Harry Potter. All right, so now here is the mark your calendar section. It's going to show you exactly when you buy the packs, when you're supposed to redeem everything, and when it's supposed to be delivered. So, of course, January 23rd, 2024, next week, is going to be when you open your packs and you collect the cards. Of course, you can do that at a later date also if you're buying packs from the secondary market, but on the initial day, that's the day to do it. And then, of course, like usual, I believe it is 90 days after that is when you're able to redeem everything, or at least the redemption period opens when your card turns into a physical token that you can cash in, which I actually did do a video on the channel. You can definitely check it out in the archives on how you can redeem the redemption tokens when it's time to cash out your Funko Pops. And that will happen on May 22nd, 2024, which pretty close to my birthday, actually. So if I were to actually not only get into this set, but get some of the redeemables, that's when it starts right there, is May 22nd. And then June 21st, so basically a month later, is when it's over. So you need to make sure that if you are indeed trying to get those redeemables and you have the tokens and you got to cash them out, you got to do it before June 21st, or else there's a process where it is burned. So that means if you try to cash it in after that date, you won't be able to, and that only a certain amount of those Funko Pops will be produced by Funko and drop. So better make sure to get those ready for June 21st. And then it says that at some point in Q3 of 2024 is when you will have your physical Funko Pop shipped and delivered to your household. So it is a bit of a process, but of course it is the process to make sure that they have enough Funko Pops made to the basically right amount to what has been redeemed. So now we get to the question, do I think that this set is going to sell out? And in my opinion, I don't think it's going to sell out, but I do think that out of all of the IPs that have had NFTs that haven't sold out, that I think this will be the closest to selling out. I think the closest we have seen to a set being close to selling out, but not, was Back to the Future back in October, because I believe all the premium cards or all the premium packs had sold out, but only like 2,000 or 3,000 standards were left over before the sale was closed, and then the packs were basically burned. So I think this may be the new record for the closest, because there is enough of a fan base for Harry Potter, unlike last week with Squid Game, that I think it would be pretty close to selling out, but I don't think it will sell out, considering you do have a high number like 31,000 as terms to the number of packs being made, but there is an extra redeemable, having a total of 7 redeemables to possibly obtain, so that might be a driving point to where maybe it does make sense for 31,000 packs to be made. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video of me talking about the upcoming Harry Potter Funko NFTs, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you're possibly going in on this drop, and even if you're not, let me know what your favorite redeemable is in this set. But anyways, thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.